All right, so we're kicking off our next unit here, Unit 3, Linear Relations. And what we're going to start off with today is looking at solving equations. All right, now we're not going to get to solving equations right now, but what we are going to look at is something that we're going to need to do that, which I call the rainbow rule. In math, it's called the distributive property, but nobody remembers that name. So I always call it the rainbow rule, and I'll show you why. Because we get to example 1 here, where we're looking at taking 5, and because it's in front of the brackets here, multiplying it by x minus 2. Now, how we approach this, or simplifying this using the rainbow rule, is what I need to do is I got to take 5 and I multiply it by the x, in which case I would get 5 times x, which is 5x. Then I have to take that 5 and multiply it by -2. So 5 times -2, we got a positive times a negative, so that's going to give us a negative answer. And in fact, 5 times -2 is -10. Now, what I have left over, simplified, is 5x minus 10. And this is the part that drives students nuts, is I can't do anything else because I can't put x's and numbers together. They're different. So we just leave it. And the reason a lot of people don't like that is they like to get a number. But in this case, we're just going to get an expression where we have 5x minus 10. All right, I'm going to try B. We have a 3 in front. And we're going to multiply it by everything inside the brackets, which is our 2x plus 4. And so I'm going to have to take that 3, multiply it by the 2x. And I'm also going to have to take that 3 and multiply it by the positive 4. All right, so 3 times 2x is the first part. And then we have 3 times 4. Now, I'm not sure what your experience is with polynomials, but when we have 3 times 2x's, well, we have 3 times 2, which gives you a 6, and then there's the x. And then our second part of our rainbow, and hopefully you can see why I call it the rainbow rule, positive 3 times 4. Well, positive 3 times 4 is 12. And once again, that is as far as we can go because we have x's and we have 12s. Can't go any farther than that because they're two separate things. All right, C. This time we're going to take -2. And, whoops, let's use my colors the right way here. -2 times 4x. And then I'm going to take a -2 times n minus 3. All right, so again, that -2 is going to multiply everything inside our brackets. All right, so -2 times 4x. And then I got this -2 times the -3. Always got to watch your signs. All right, so when I have a -2 times a 4x, I multiply my numbers. So -2 times 4 is a -8. And then I have my x there. And then the second part of my rainbow, again, watching the signs, I've got -2 times -3. Negative times a negative gives you a positive answer. Anytime the signs are the same, you get a positive answer, and anytime the signs are different, you get a negative answer. In this case, 2 negative numbers are multiplied, and once again, I'll end up with a positive answer of +6. All right, now, I'm going to step it up here a little bit. Example 2, where I'm going to simplify. I'm going to simplify, let's see here, 4x plus 2 times 3x minus 5. There we go. All right, now again, I can only use the rainbow rule when we have a term, in this case the number 2, in front of the brackets. there's nothing going on with this 4x, so it is not going to be involved with the rainbow rule. And so I'm going to have to take this 2, multiply it by my 3x, and take that 2 and times it by the -5. But in the meantime, this 4x is not going to do anything. So I'm just going to rewrite it down. It's not involved, like I said, in the rainbow rule. All right, so 2 times 3x, positive 2 times the 3x. Again, we multiply our numbers, so 2 times 3 is going to give me a positive 6, and then I have my x there. Then my second part of my rainbow, the red part, I have 2 times a -5, a positive 2 times a -5. And again, the signs are different, so it's going to be negative. And it will be 2 times -5 is -10. Now, in this example, I'm not done yet because I have x's, which we call like terms. They are the same. And so I can put those together. 4x's plus 6x's will give me 10x's. Notice how the x didn't change. We're just counting up how many x's we have. All right, and I also can't forget my number, which is the -10. And once again, we can't go any further because we have x's and numbers. They don't mix. They're not like terms, so we can't put them together. So that is now simplified and done. All right, so we had the one extra step there where we did have x's, which are like terms, and then we put them together. All right, let's try another one of those. B for example 2. Let's see here. I'm going to go with 6 times x plus 5 minus 2x. All right, so once again, the rainbow rule I'm going to use because I have a term in front of this brackets. All right, and again, that minus 2x, not involved. It's not inside the brackets. All right, so again, using the rainbow rule, I'm going to have to take 6 times x. Well, 6 x's. 6 times x, I have 6 x's. Then I have to take the 6, positive 6, times the positive 5. Again, the signs are the same, so we're going to have a positive answer. And so, well, we strictly just have 6 times 5, which is 30. And then I have that minus 2x. And again, it's not part of the rainbow rule, but it is involved in what we're doing here. So I put a minus 2x there. All right. Now, this is a part after I'm done the rainbow rule where I'm looking for like terms. And again, I have x's I can put together. I have 6 x's, but then I lose 2 x's. Well, if you have 6 of something and then you lose 2 of them, now you have 4 of them. And so, putting those x's together, I have 4x. 6x minus 2x gives me a 4x. And then I have, again, I can't forget about my plus 30. And that is simplified. All right. Now, I'm going to step it up even a little bit more. We get example 3, which again we are simplifying. Again, we can't solve for anything because we don't have an equation yet. We're just simplifying things. We're going to get to that in our next class. All right, so I have A. 3 times 2x minus 1 plus 2 times x plus 4. All right, so what is going on in this situation is that we have this term 3 in front of this bracket, and we have this 2 in front of this bracket. So what's going to happen here is we're going to have 2 separate rainbow rules. So I'm going to have to take this 3 and multiply it by everything in just this bracket. So 3 times 2x. I'm also going to have to take 3 times a minus 1. And then I'll be done with that rainbow rule when I do it. But then I have, like I said, a second rainbow rule where I'm going to have to take this 2 times it by the x and the 2 times the 4. All right, and then we'll go from there. So, first one, the blue part here, 3 times 2x. Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and then there's an x. Then I'll have 3 times a -1. Again, you always got to watch your signs there. So again, the signs are different, +3 and a -1. And well, just 3 times 1 is 3. So I end up with a -3. All right, so that's the first rainbow rule done. Now we're on to the second one. A +2 times an x. Well, I now have 2 x's. And then I have 2 times 4. Well, 2 times 4 is 8. We're not done yet. Because now, again, here's where we're collecting like terms, as it's called. And so I have x's and I have numbers. So I put my x's together first, again, watching our signs, but I have 6x plus a 2x. Well, if I have 6 is something and 2 is something, and I put those together, I have 8 x's. And then my numbers. I have a -3 and a +8. So if I have 8 things and then I take away 3, I now have 5. So there's a case where we had to collect x's together and the numbers together. We had to do both things. Not to mention a little bit of a double rainbow rule there. But again, once we get down to we have x's and numbers, they're not like terms, so we're done and we can't put them together. All right, I'm going to do one more of those. Let's see here. B. I'm going to take a -2 times an x plus 7 plus 4 times a 2x minus 3. All right, so once again, I've got 2 rainbow rules going on. So my first one here, I've got -2 times x. Then I've got a -2 times a +7. That's my first rainbow rule. And then we have this 4 in front of this bracket. So this 4 is going to have to multiply everything in this bracket. So 4 times 2x and 4 times a -3. All right. So here we go. Got to do the rainbow rule. So -2 times x. That would be -2x. Then we have -2 times the +7. -14. All right, so there's the first rainbow rule done. Now I'm on to the second part. 4 times 2x. So again, multiply the numbers and then put an x in there. So 4 times 2 is 8, so we have a 8x. All right, and then the purple part of my rainbow, I have my 4 times my -3, which would give me -12. All right, but once again, we have like terms. I have my x's, they're like terms, and then I have my numbers, they're like terms. And so my x's, let's see, I have a -2x and a +8x. Well, I have 8 of something, and then I lose 2, I'm down to 6. So I would have 6 x's. And then my numbers, again, you got to watch the sign here. -14, -12. I lose 14, and then I lose 12 more. I would be down 26. And now, again, that is as simplified as it can be because we're down to just x's and numbers. And again, they're not like terms. They're different. And so we cannot put them together.